Hello, and welcome to this edition of What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that don't take no guff when it struts its stuff. I'm your host, Martin Ganapolar. Those of you who've been viewing my dispatches know that I almost never mention the president directly or by name, lest my tongue turn to ashes in my mouth. But we're in a dangerous time in America now, and to say that Trump represents one of the most autocratic presidents of all time is kind of like saying that James Brown could be funky sometimes. Ow! Jump back! I want to kill myself! All right, I'll work on it. But today, I'll depart from my editorial policy and discuss this week's revelations as they directly flow from the obstructor-in-chief, Donald J. Trump himself. Here are just a few items from this week's news that grabbed us by the collarbone and sucker punched us right in the cerebellum. First, Trump told reporters that if impeachment proceedings were begun, he would go directly to the Supreme Court to adjudicate it. Nice try, Mr. T. The Supreme Court already voted in 1993 that impeachment resides only in the Congress, and therefore they have no say in the matter. Also this week, he forbade staffers and aides from testifying before any congressional investigation, even if they are subpoenaed, because first, he was exonerated by the Mueller report, according to the Attorney General. And second, he claims that Congress is politically motivated. Well, yeah. See, Donald, this is where that whole midterm election thing comes into play. I believe the American people said, we want you to be challenged politically and legislatively. So at least you got one thing right. Chalk one up for you. True to form, quickly, Trump switched the topic to the Mexican border. This week he said he would send armed troops there as a response to Mexican soldiers having brandished weapons at our existing National Guard deployments. He claimed that they did this probably as a diversionary tactics for drug smugglers on the border. Oh, for God's sakes. But let's not get sidetracked, though, because things actually got much nastier in Trumpville this week. For instance, Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin missed his second deadline to lawfully provide the Congressional Oversight Committee with Trump's income taxes. He can soon be held in contempt of Congress, which is a jailable offense. I hope. But is Mnuchin afraid? Hell no. First, he knows that he's a tool installed at the pleasure of the president. And second, he gave Trump a mandatory lap dance and as a tip received a nod and a wink about being pardoned. Abuse of power, anyone? Also this week, Secretary of the Living Dead Wilbur Ross, one of the most corrupt of Trump's officials, brought his census-based citizenship question to the Supreme Court for official okay. And it looks like he may get it, too. This question represents not just Trump's xenophobic, racist worldview, but also serves to alter the demographic of the U.S., which ultimately decides which of the population receives federal aid and or program benefits. I guess Ross just earned the $1,200 velvet slippers embroidered with the seal of the secretary that he bought with your money. And you may have heard that Trump commanded Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey to come to Washington from San Francisco and explain why he had lost a sizable amount of followers. Dorsey had to comply because Trump threatened him with greater regulation. Nice company you got, Jack. Be a shame if it were regulated to death, wouldn't it? Dorsey explained to the half-twit that Twitter deleted thousands of illegal Russian bot accounts that Putin ordered in 2016, and that's why it appears that he had fewer followers. Trump then asked, well, how is it possible that Obama has more followers than he does, even though he is so much better at the Twitter thing than Obama? Frankly, the only thing he does better than Obama is lying, and complaining, and being vain. Again, that's just what the hell the president did this week. But let's not end on such a bummerish note, okay? Instead, let's pop over to Buckinghamshire, England, where Matush and Tobias Novak pursued their hobby of metal detecting when not working as janitors in a local hospital. So what the hell just happened to the two brothers and their two buddies, Darius Filikovsky and Andrew Winter? The four of them, some of whom have only been doing this hobby for less than a year, had located some 19th century thimbles in the dirt as they walked through this field. And they were pretty happy with it until Darius then found 12 ornately decorated silver coins. This got them pretty excited. So they fanned out and really began to scan the area. Soon they found more, and as they continued to unearth coin after coin after coin, they were shocked to find that they belonged to a hidden 14th century treasure hoard from the time of the Black Plague. Over the following 4 days, they excavated 557 coins, including 12 ultra-rare full gold nobles. This whole find, nicknamed the Hambleton Hoard, is now valued at almost $200,000. Not bad for 4 working-class geezers wandering across an empty field. Hey, treasure's where you find it. I'll keep looking. Thanks for indulging me by watching this episode of What the Hell Just Happened. We'll return to our usual format and time next week. Bye for now.